Hello and happy Friday to you busy guys.
We
Y'all
have
been,
been.
yeah, man. Y'all been rocking and rolling all morning. I love it.
Hey, Jared's on an adventure.
Hey, can you see any dinos yet?
Where's the goat?
Oh no, the goat's gone.
It's great. Yeah, we've had a busy morning. I'll have Sean throw some photos up, show you what we've been up to over the last couple hours. So, yes, the eagle has landed.
Ooh, those are bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm catching a good flare off those.
Yeah, I've got the
That's
light
awesome.
turned down in here too, so it's pretty blown out.
I got mine going back here. I got them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh, you got more light on in there too, though.
Yeah, it's a little bright in here, but yeah, what a good surprise. Those showed up a little early. We've already unloaded everything. Got a lot of inventory to do now, and a little QC, little peeking at them, seeing how everything's looking. But yeah, so far everything's good. This is just it's like just yay. After, I mean, we've been at this one a long time. This was good 1 year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of start to finish, because we had them with another manufacturer, and the ball got dropped there, and it pushed us back another 3 or 4 months. And but here we are. So,
And they're
yes,
pretty. I'm so excited.
it completes the the big JP mission. I mean, we've still got Mr. DNA showing up, but as far as the props go, Hammond's cane, the cryo, of course, and now the NVs, it feels good. It feels good to have completed the mission.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be nice to start shipping these, get them out to everybody. So yeah, good times.
Heck yeah.
So I took mine. I went and saw the new Jurassic movie.
Ah.
That was a week ago now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it must have been because it was opening. It was like a Wednesday or Thursday night,
Mhm.
and there just wasn't a lot of people there. And I thought, oh no, nobody's going to see this movie. Because I was trying to get in my theater, somebody, a local group, whatever, they had like a 93, 92 Ford Explorer all painted up like JP style. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'll get some pictures next to that. And I'm waiting out by the lobby. 5 minutes go by. It's just some like older couples going by. And I'm like, I'm not going to bother them. I'm waiting for some kids or some younger people that look like, yeah, we're here for JP. Woo. And only really one person came by that kind of showed interest, and I'm like, hey, look at these, like, can I get a picture of you? And they're like, no, that's okay.
You're just standing around nerding out with your NV goggles.
Yeah, and I realized I'm looking like a creep out of here. I'm just gonna I'll go inside and watch the movie.
Oh yeah,
It was probably way busier on like Friday or Saturday night, but that's the reason I don't want to go there on a Friday or Saturday night. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah, standing around with a pair of NV goggles at nighttime at a movie theater, that's the new candy from strangers from a van.
Yeah.
Might as well just been hanging out of an old panel van.
Hey, you want to try these on? You get in the
Some
van?
That's great. But no, man, it does feel good. So we had just enough time to choke down a burger, eat real quick, and we should have Sean get on here and just rant about his McDonald's adventure. He's been throwing a cussing fit for 45 minutes. But we had just enough time to eat and jump on here and do this real quick. So, I mean, we can pretty much make it all about the NV goggles. I mean, it's funny. I've noticed a couple of messages on the forums, and I do try and pay attention to those guys, but we've had people, what do they do to, blah, blah, blah. And I just feel like we've talked about it so much. I mean, the description's on the website. We've talked about it in so many videos, but we'll make this one all about the NVs, just so we can point to it and just put it in the title. The NVs are here, that sort of thing. So, Jared, you want to start with how about just our general reference? What did we base these off of?
Oh, this was scanned off an existing copy that Universal has in their archives.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was
straight off the goods,
straight off the real one, of which there are like 3 surviving ones. Is that what you had said? I can't recall.
Yeah. Well, so 2 different kind of goggles made for the film.
Right.
The best we can tell, it looks like they all lit up. As far as the you've got the red light, and then the 8 power up lights, the greens. As far as the rotating lenses go, looks like a few were done. I believe only the one pair is still at Universal that we met, and then the two were sold at auction and various, states
Private
of,
collectors.
yeah, disrepair. But there is a scene. I keep hoping it just shows up one day. There was a scene with cabinets that had NV goggles in them. And
Deleted scene from the original.
it seems to be, because for a while the goggles were on display. They were in queue at the park, and just almost looked like apothecary cabinets. Just glass on all sides. And I always got to laugh out because it said night vision goggles. Just like everything was labeled in the back cave. It was kind of like that. They had to let you know those are the night vision goggles, but it was just cabinets of them, and they were static in as much the lenses didn't rotate or do anything, but they did light up. And then, they kind of vanished. But we know there were some, at the parks and at the studio, just the static lenses that lit up. So that's why we kind of decided, sure, we could have made the lenses rotate. We could have made them just click in and out and do their thing. But who wants to pay $3,500 for a pair of goggles? It's one of those things. Is it price appropriate when you go that route? So having scanned the originals, an original pair, and then knowing that there was also a static configuration, it made more sense to do this, which it captures the lens. You've got the grooves, you've got the look that you need, and of course they power up and they light up like they should. And that allowed us to land them at a reasonable, a price appropriate, figure. And that's the goal. You want to try to get them in as many hands as you can, reasonably. But we did set the run low. We set the run at 750 because it's a hard. There's a reason why nobody's done a run of these in all these decades. It's a hard piece. There's a lot going on. You've got to maintain that finish. Lots of different hand painted parts and bits going on there. And we were comfortable with that. We knew we could QC it out at 750 pieces. We could satisfy the niche, if you will, and the niche, and just be done.
Yeah. I think they look good.
Yeah,
and they are appropriately heavy as well. I know that's the question everybody asks. Like, are they heavy?
Are they heavy? Yeah, they're price appropriate heavy.
Yeah. I think these are 2.2 pounds, if I recall. That was the spec we zeroed in on.
They feel real, right? I mean, I always struggle with how I'm going to explain that.
There's a perceived value to weight.
Yeah.
You really can't judge until you hold an item in your hands. And these look like they want to be lightweight. It's because it's a shell, and then this is a shell. But in the real world, if this was an actual functioning night vision device in 1992, they would have some weight to them. So I think we arrived at a pretty good compromise of weight versus enjoyability, I guess. But the perceived reality is definitely there.
Yeah, if they were in your carry-on that got opened up, there might be some questions.
Yes.
What the hell is this? But and there's lots of subtle things in there. It's difficult to even capture in some of the photographs like we've had online. But the lenses, where they just look like smoke black lenses with a little target on there. They actually have the layered steps inside of them that's present on the original camera lenses that were used on the prop. So even that's in there. We talked about the head strap. How those were taken out of an old period welder's helmet back in the day, and versions of that head strap exist today, just not in the right color. So we ultimately tooled up and made our own version in the proper white milky opacity that was on the original. And the strap's more ornamental, but you can push it in and turn it, and it's slightly tensionable to some degree. I was trying to think of anything else that's neat in there. Of course, the original goggles don't do anything. They just light up and or do their thing. But on the real ones, it's just black material. That's it. We set the eye cones, if you will, on the side of it, just to bring it into the real world a bit. But the original didn't even have that. You couldn't see anything through them. It was nothing. So that just to pull it into some kind of reality. We put that in there, and that's a good point too. So we make prop replicas, and there was a point when we were talking about this. Let's use Matty Collector as an example. Matty Collector makes a good cosplay, a good fun cosplay item, right? But and just like use the proton packs, for example, the full size proton packs that they have at they had a Spirit Halloween last year. I don't know if they'll have them this year, but super light, hollow plastic. Sure, they look good from 3 feet away. They're fun. They light up. But when you pick them up, you've made that compromise. It's not a movie prop replica. It's a toy. It's a fun toy. We certainly, I don't want to do that with anything we do. I didn't want to injection mold those, for example, where and they end up just being light plastic. And sure, we could have put a little green lens in there and had a fake dino in it, but it would have made it more of a toy.
It would have felt like those spy gear kits.
Yes.
Like the $30 spy gears.
Right. And I didn't want to, we don't want to cheapen it that way. Again, sure, we make movie prop replicas and it should be just that. That setting next to the original is going to be identical. Simple as that. And that's the way it should be. Really, the only difference is there's no wires stabbing you in the back of your eyelids if you hold them up to your face. You got to homogenize things a little bit, clean it up a little bit. But this is as close as you're going to get to a pair of, NV goggles from Jurassic Park. And I mean, unless you find one at auction and want to pay tens of thousands of dollars, this is a nice compromise. And I doubt anyone's going to be silly as we are to make them again down the road. At least not like this. It's funny once a prop, something like this gets demystified and one guy does it. Sure, a new licensee can come along down the road and they can give their take on it and so on. But yeah, we had a good long run with this, a lot of time to spend on it. I had some experience with it just as a creator maker, years ago. And it's nice to see them realize this way with the full support and weight of the studio behind you, as far as, the reference we had, the scans and so forth that we had the opportunity to do and use in their creation. So I'm happy with it. It's nice to be done with it. It's a good sense of accomplishment finally. And normally I'm pretty jaded at this point, but I was back there playing with one of them, and even it was funny. So Rhonda, for those of you who don't know, my wife who also works there, Rhonda was in the back, and she was just walking around it like she's afraid to touch one of them. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I don't want to touch it. It's so pretty." And I'm like, "Pick it up, check it out," and she was playing with the buttons, and that's a good example of stuff that we kind of take for granted. She was pressing the buttons on it, talking about how they had a nice, good feel to them. They're not flimsy. I mean, when it engages, it's got a good. I was like, yeah, of course it does.
They're real switches, like we.
Yeah, they're real rocker switches.
Yeah, the actual ones. Yeah.
Yeah, can you flip it around and show the back of it? I don't know if we'll be able to see it. But
yeah,
you can see the eye pucks. Yeah.
So that's
and then those are.
And we made these out of a soft. It's a TPR rubber.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a little squishiness to it, so it doesn't stab you in the face if you want to try them on. But This is all idealized. I mean, the real ones didn't have any of this.
Yeah, that was that's the only thing we did. The real ones was just they just have a sheet of material in them, and it just for the sake of being in one's collection and what it's supposed to be in your mind's eye, we did. It's nice being able to set canon on something like that, actually.
Yeah.
And saying, this is how it would be set up. So no, it feels good. I'm going to be so happy the next show we do, because we always have them on display, over our shoulders. And I'd like to get a pair of those. Sorry, you can't. Yeah, no, really, I'd like to get those. Right? No, sorry, So now we can. It's going to be nice. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cash or charge.
I will say though, that one guy at Dallas that came up to us and like, I don't care, I will take those home. How much money do you want? Like,
He was
our
persistent.
prototype. We can't.
He was very persistent and almost won. He wanted them badly. I couldn't do that to him though.
Well, and part of what I was impressed with the way that you handled that. You and I knew that they were actually a production piece because we had them shipped over right before they actually left the factory. But, we were trying to explain, like, no, we can't part with these. It's our one display. It's our prototype. You can't. No. And then he's throwing around $10,000 and all this stuff. And dude, if I was in your position, I might have been like, well, I mean, sold. Like, I don't know.
I couldn't do it. I was like, just stick it out, gut it out for another month and a half, dude.
Yep.
Thank me later.
I hope he got on our reserve list.
Oh, absolutely. I remember his name. So I hope he's actually watching this video going, see, thank you guys for not letting me spend that much money. Now he's going to get one for regular price.
You got
a lot of stuff. He had a wagon full of goodies.
Yeah.
But we should probably talk about that too, how we do this. So everybody who pre-ordered, we'll ship these in the order in which you secured payment, lock these down. And, that's just kind of how we try to take care of everybody who jumped in, has been in, from the beginning. So those will ship first. And then we start to fill out, our distributor orders, for Sideshow and, Big Bad and whomever, take care of those guys. It is exciting. And the next stuff we're expecting, again, Mr. DNA and the Doom, Chris Knife, finally. So yeah, that's nice.
Those will be arriving right at the end of this month. So we did get a notification that they're still on schedule. So as of right now, they're supposed to hit port at July 29th.
Cool. Yeah,
and obviously for everybody watching, when I say hit port, that also means that there could be, some time in between hitting port, clearing customs, getting to us. So, just FYI.
Dodging pirates and puts these things in jeopardy. That's the funny thing about these runs. I'm sure it's difficult for people to appreciate. The engineering's your first Herculean task, and then you got to find your capable factory, and sometimes that even changes. In the middle of everything, and then begins your odyssey of, well, I need the electronics to do this and not that. And, well, we need the finish to be that and not this. And once you've dug and scratched and clawed through all that, you got to get them on a boat and get them to you. And then that's been a challenge, as I'm sure a lot of people know, with the tariffs and everything. I mean, just those things have just been schizophrenic, as far as you're one thing 1 minute and the next day at another, and now so it could have been worse. So wasn't great, but could have been worse. So trying to be optimistic about that. Thankful. Onward to the next item. So let's primarily just keep this short about the NV, so we could just point to it. Can you guys think of any question about it? We talked about the weight. We talked about the strap.
Box. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people got to look at the box.
Box is fun.
So, I mean, maybe we should do an actual unboxing later, proper one. but
Yeah, not your
it's
guest room.
It's a good sized box, but I think everybody knows that this is trying to we're trying to replicate the look of the Ford Explorer, the way it's designed on the front of the hood, and it's very subtle.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me put a grill on the front of the box, but I tried. Yeah, we really had it themed out, but sometimes the studio doesn't have the same vision. Sometimes they can't get them to dig on what you want to do.
It's a very thick-walled gift box style. So
I almost felt like telling our guy to punch some holes in that thing so it would let some air out and not have that vacuum on it. But
it likes to grab. It's very subtle. But
our little albino T-Rex.
In the gradient there is the T-Rex silhouette, which is kind of cool. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, and these things are packed like they're going to war. They've got foam on the bottom, on the sides, on the top. I mean, they are wedged in their shipping carton. Pretty good. So no, I'm jazzed, man. I'm happy about it.
We've got a nice laser cut foam
to
drop into, so they're super snug and secure in there. They're in a poly bag with a desiccant. I try to think of everything up front usually.
Well, and I do sometimes appreciate our customers because the customers that have purchased from us, if you've got plenty of our stuff in your collection, you know how we overthink packaging, and we make sure that your package is going to arrive safely. Your art box is going to arrive safely. I mean, we go through a lot of engineering on our packaging just to make sure that it is packed beautifully.
Yeah.
So when we do get some new customers, and we have some new goggle customers that haven't purchased from us yet, and I got a cute email this morning saying, "Hey, can you just make sure that my goggles are really well packed, and there's foam around like the edges so it doesn't get bent or anything." And it was like, "Oh, you will be so excited when you receive these."
Don't you worry.
I think they're good.
Yeah, you're gonna be excited.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if you heard Jared, there's a big old sack of desiccant in there. I mean, it's a wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good sized bag.
Yeah, getting it done. Like I said, let's keep it to the NVs, but I'll just I'll just touch base briefly on a couple other things because I know some people are looking for an update on it. So the Oxygen Destroyer, quickly becoming my favorite prop replica ever. Everything we wanted, you always start out with a big wish list of what you want this new creation to do and what you want it to be, and then you start, all right, making your concessions, and all right, I'll check fewer boxes, and we haven't had to do that on anything. It's just awesome. Really enjoying the work on that, and we've had a lot of some of our engineering samples. Well, they're regularly updated, but the ones we looked at just over the last couple of days, just fantastic. The Godzilla tree topper, the Mecha Godzilla tree topper. Happy to say those guys will be along for the holidays. So, and we actually made them bigger than the last time you saw them. We made them a little bit bigger, so that's kind of cool. And we've got some ornaments that will go along with those. What else? The broken emanator will be along shortly. The hero emanator is all wrapped up. We just finished up the artwork on the box for that the other day. That's coming along. KN loves Blaster. Yes, are deep in engineering, so they can be everything they need to be. And it's been a while since we shared something on those. I just hate to do that. Oh, it's coming along, and just show you the same thing. Once we start talking about it or sharing anything with it, we're always past the point of no return. It's going to get done. But like I've said before on the Blade Runner stuff, that's a long license. We got some time. Let everybody catch their breath from the other stuff. That said, the Hero Blade Runner blasters, and increasingly pop. I mean, they've always been popular, but man, we're tearing through that run. And as we say, we don't repeat our runs. Once they're done, they're done. I'll put a video in the next couple of days. I'll change out. Somebody had asked me about a week ago about what's one of these look like with the root beer grips on it. We never even talk about our grips. You know, we've got root beer grips, we've got black grips, stunt grips. I'll put some root beer grips on, maybe just do a little video and just show how easy it is, and then the difference, maybe a side by side. So we've got that. Can you guys think of anything else? I mean, there's tons of stuff. We'll show a picture of the lead chase. So don't forget, our 20,000 Leagues newspaper was made from the original lead chase that was used for the film to make the prop you see in the movie. We'll shoot that over to Sean, and he can pop that up in this. And we'll also put it on our socials in the next day or two. What else? So much going on. We'll share some more Disney stuff very soon. Some surprises. Our approvals have been coming in, you know, pretty quick for what we can share socially. So we've got a lot of that to talk about soon. Amy, you got anything else? Jared?
Yeah, we'll start shipping shortly. So
Yeah,
everybody,
Just
you
go
know.
to yeah,
Well,
and
there will be like a mass exodus out of the building. So like everybody who's just like, hey, is everything good? And like, yep, we're good. We're good. You'll
oh,
get your
and
number
I'm
shortly.
I'm gonna save you some customer service turmoil. Yes, I know some of you who are going to GalaxyCon at the end of the month are tweaking, and you want to get those goggles signed. And we're gonna, again, we ship in the order in which everybody locked down their order. You know, we can't have chaos in the shipping process, but the shipping will begin in the next few days. So hopefully they make it.
Yeah.
No promises.
Yeah.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean to Amy.
Well.
Don't be mean to Amy. You mess with that rattlesnake if you want to. she just smiles a lot.
Our customers are awesome.
Catch that girl on a bad day. See what happens. But no, that's pretty much it. I'm really happy. So let's just keep it short. Say happy Friday, and unless you guys got anything else, I'm gone. As always, if you have any questions, email Amy. Leave me and Jared alone. And no, you can actually call me. I'll talk you to death about anything we do. If you want me to dig in and take a deep dive on whether it's the goggles or the Blade Runner gun, or you want to nerd out on cryo cans, I'm here for you. Just hit Amy up by way of the fight. Hit Amy up. Sorry, guys.
Wow, they're calling right now.
Right?
Yeah. Well, now that you said it right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, just hit Amy up. She'll direct you over to me. If I can help. But Amy's happy to school you, tell you what's up with everything. So, but no, any of us are available. So at any time, reach out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys, and y'all have a great weekend.
All right, more soon. See you guys.